Greetings unto you, my beloved and early friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again on this wonderful day. I appreciate you sharing the space. I want to dedicate this entire stream to Christian. He's not here right now. He's actually on his way to go and have an adventure, to put it in a very vague way. And I've been spending the day kind of thinking about this in a way where I feel like I'm just preparing myself for him almost. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it's this feeling into what he's going to go through and what I'm going to have to be when he comes back and what conversations we're going to have. Like if you're curious, like the gist of it is basically he's gonna go on I guess you could just say like an ayahuasca experience. Literally within the time that we're streaming, potentially he's going to be diving headfirst into this experience, and I'm like, part of me, if you will, wants to just be there with him, kind of be a supporting presence, if you will, if anything. But then a part of myself tries to cope, maybe realize that we can do that in this moment as well. We can do that for each other. We went to a friend's of Christian's birthday today at this little bit of a mini resort. Had a big like dam, had some chalets, beautiful trees. It was a wonderful place. And we went to her birthday. Like I don't know if it was her birthday, but they basically were celebrating her birthday. That was the gist of it. So we went there for her birthday, and had conversations. Had a lot of conversations about what the day is going to hold and what is going to come, and just such a cool experience just spending time with people that you don't know again. And it was a little bit jarring because in a way I was seeing parts of my youth, if you will, reflected in the people that I was spending time with as well today. Mm. Ghost Dog, thank you for the energy, friend. I appreciate you. Sending you some energy right back. How have you been? How's life been treating you? It's been a while since you've tuned in. I hope you've been well. I hope you've been well. I find myself, at least today, like I invited a bunch of monkeys over to play. Like, not that much actually, like literally a few small freaking buddies. And I've just been in a state of observing this entire day. Instead of trying to react, instead of trying to wait, instead of trying to ask something to be different, just to observe it exactly as it is. And if you look around your current environment, you'll find every single thing you look at elicits a response within you. Doesn't have to be a lot. Sometimes it is a lot. Pretty much every single thing can elicit a response. And if you can appreciate that response for what it is, a response to whatever it is you're looking at, and realize that you're the one in control of the looking at, if you will, it gives you this sense of, I want to say tranquility, but it sounds pompous. Calm. Maybe that's the right word. Just calm. Don't have anywhere else to be. Have nothing waiting. You're not gonna miss anything. We just are. Feeling good, thanks so much. I'm sad to hear that, Ghost Dog. Genuinely, friend. I'm happy to hear that. Like, I've been so curious just about how we find ourselves in different stages. Always in these different stages. And then sometimes we recognize stages within other people, and it makes us think back to where we were when we were participating or stuck in those stages as well at one point. And I don't feel if it's I this is the question I'm asking myself. I don't know if it's judgment, you know. I don't know if it's judgment. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a feeling into how things could be. You know, having seen how things could be, my interpretation of how they should be. And instead of, ruining my experience by kind of repeating those kind of thoughts, thinking about how things could be, how things should be, I realized that I was doing that. I realized, you're ruining your own experience. And I just started looking around. I literally made myself aware of everything around me, made myself aware of the things that have intrinsic beauty for just the way that they are. And then you can look at other people in the same way. They don't have to be anything else. You don't have to be anything else. And it's so interesting to me how many of us suffer with this insecurity about who we are. Uncertainty, thinking we need to be more, thinking we need to do something else, thinking if we've done certain things, then that's going to mean that now we've reached whatever point we were trying to. Or we use it as a means to not reach those points either. I'm going to be taking a pipe hit. My intention is to give energy to Christian. That's the intention I have. If it's gonna work, if it's gonna happen, who knows? But that's my intention. Christian is a very good friend of mine. Getting to meet other friends that Christian associate with as well, and having conversations with them. Woo! Excuse me. Like our friends and the people we make friends with and the people we choose to spend time with are quite literally reflections of ourselves. And I saw that today, going and meeting Christian's friend whose birthday it was. It was such a beautiful person. And me and Christian had this conversation about how, and she said this as well, she literally full out says that the first time that she met Christian, she had a big crush on him, still does have a crush on him. We have this conversation. And Christian says basically the same. And when she leaves, I basically ask him about this. I'm like, bro, she literally said she has a crush on you and you have a crush on her as well. So what's the problem? And he's like, oh, she's a lesbian. And I'm like, oh, surely. Of course. When you find this kindred spirit, this mirrored reality, you're incompatible. Hello, sir. Are you a guru? No, dream. No. I'm literally a dude sitting in a blanket inside of an apartment, having eaten off of the, how can I say this to be coy, the fruits of the flesh of the gods. Having consumed the fruiting body and just spending some time thinking, feeling. All of this is available to you as well. I don't consider myself a teacher, more a student. I appreciate you being here with me, my friend. Do you think streaming on Arpan every day might be related to an insecurity? I don't actually well, it's a good question. That's a really good question, Potter. So the reason I stream every day could technically be seen as an insecurity, but let me explain that insecurity. So one of the most important things to me and in my life is social interaction and having a moment to actually spend with someone else, taking time out of your day to actually spend time with someone else, and however way we kind of do that, just having a space in which you can have a conversation, in which you can say something, in which you can feel something, go through something with someone. But unfortunately, in a direct, genuine, one-on-one way, it's not necessarily, I want to say, economically, societally feasible to do that. You know, you cannot spend an hour every single day of your life with a friend. It's not easy to do that, you know, but it is easier, if you will, for me to do that in a way like this. So if it's an insecurity, it's an insecurity that I'm trying to meet for myself. You know, being able to have that genuine one-on-one connection with you friends, with a friend, if you will, no matter where we are in the world. And I like, now that I get to spend time with my friend, I'm cherishing this time so much. You know, it's this active involvement, this active communication, this active appreciation of where we are, the time we have together. And I know that I won't be able to have that forever. And maybe that insecurity has led me to doing what I'm doing right now. But if it can help other people, friend, if it can help me, this is what we're supposed to do. Yes, it's really nice. Oh, I love you, Nova. Thank you for joining me, friend. It's so nice to have you here as well. How are you doing? Hey, it's a glass darkly. It's been forever. It's nice to have you here, friend. How are you doing? Wake and Bake allow Christian to explore his own mind, and he will tell you his experience. You can learn from him. I'm looking forward to learning from him, Red. I'm looking forward to learning from him. I've learned so much from him as well. Just as things are, I've learned so much from him. I've learned things that I had to unlearn again, and then in unlearning the things that I learned something. I'm alright, but I'm alright, but talking to us and us talking back is very beneficial. It's still a social interaction. It's a one-on-one connection. We get to spend time with one another. Nova, I feel you here with me. You know, we can have a conversation. You can share your experiences of what I'm saying with me, and I can share it back with you, with your interpretation of your experience, of my experience. You know, and it's this, it just melts into each other. This is a co-created experience. If I'm not sitting here doing this, and if you're not in your space doing what we're doing right now, then this doesn't happen. And this is not something that exists. It literally goes without existing. Just woke up to the notification that you went live. I miss you, friend. I miss you, Uncle Becky, my brother. Gave it endless coolness. I appreciate you so much. I miss you too, my brother. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you again. I'm sorry that I'm pretty busy during my later hours where I usually would have time to call. We're gonna get time, dude. We're gonna get time. All we have in this plane of existence is time, Uncle Becky. I'm looking forward to having you there, dude. In the now, when we are in that now again. I'm sorry. Oh, they could be cool. They could be best friends. They are best friends, Darkly. They are really good friends as well. Ah, the fruiting body. I need to try some of these fruiting bodies. They can be nice, Dream. They can be nice. It's such a genuine one-on-one experience of nature as well. You know, technically it's just information represented in a chemical form, or maybe the other way around. It induces the representation of information. Let's not get into that right now. But it's something that nature produces, you know, and it's so similar to what we have right off the bat, if you will, that it communicates. It communicates. Or it allows you to communicate things to yourself better. Or it allows you to not. It depends on what your experience is going to be. And it's a very personal one as well. You know, that's why I believe a lot of these anecdotes of what these experiences are supposed to be about or are supposed to give you damage the potential for people to get into them just out of sheer like alarm. Like, oh, I'm very alarmed about what these people are telling me. Like my mom, for instance, like she's now willing to actually take microdoses, and before getting her there, and like upon the first time that she ever took a microdose, she's like asking me, "Oh, aren't these things gonna make me see pink elephants and stuff like that?" And it's this clear misinformation about what that information is gonna give you. You're not gonna see pink elephants unless you wanna actively spend time either closing your eyes and imagining a pink elephant, or drawing a pink elephant, or being able to, with your imagination, extrapolate something into your physical reality. Like that's the only way you can do stuff like that. But it's you using your information, and yeah, that's what it's about. Dream. We can't be leaders or gurus to each other. All we can be is ourselves, and then learn from one another. And you do that as well, dude. You as well, Dream. Especially. Have you always been social? I actually consider myself antisocial. A little bit. A glass darkly. Especially when it comes to big social events, or social events in which I'm not familiar with everybody's gonna be there. I'm okay, I do fine. But I feel like I'm doing mental gymnastics. On an external level, I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing all right. But on an internal level, I feel like I'm a crazy one. I feel like I'm a crazy one, and I'm like, "Dur, dur, 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 dur. I'm a human being." That's what it feels like, a little bit. Yeah, it can be a little bit jarring. So, my favorite type of social interactions is one-on-one interactions like this, where we can be ourselves, where we can be genuine, we can have conversations that we aren't willing to have necessarily with anyone outside in the world, if you will. So that's what this is about. I remember I took DXM and I woke up and I felt like I was dying over and over again. And meant by that it felt like I was merging into my body, and it felt very warm. My heart was beating so fast. Like a constant rebirth almost. That sounds like Nova. What an amazing experience that must have been. It sounds like an amazing experience, but also one that you don't necessarily want to experience actively, right? It's like a wow, but wow from a distance, or wow, and then walk away from the wow as fast as you can. I'm doing all right. Ready for the spirit of the holidays. Me too, Glass Darkly. I'm looking forward to actually being in close quarters with my family members again. It sounds a little bit sus when I say it like that, but I guess that's the case. At first I thought you were like a cult leader. Now I know you're just a fun guy. Thank you, Dream. Yeah, that's what it's about. We're just friends. We're friends having conversations. I don't consider myself a leader. I don't know what's going on, dude. I'm having a hard time. If you can tell me what's going on, please. Please tell me what's going on. I'm joking. Only a little bit. Sharing energy. Hello, friends. Quick hello. And a lots of love before the baby wakes up. Cody, thank you, friend, for sharing some of your energy. I appreciate you so much. Take some of this energy and share it back with that beloved little being that you hold in your arms, or in your living quarters, in your space. Sending so many good vibes to you. My movement felt delayed, and like I wasn't moving my hand. It was so weird, but I'm never taking it again. It was a strange experience. You see, that's what I was feeling as well, Nova. It's like, wow, but never again. Or like, no time soon. It's gonna keep it all the way there, and then maybe someday, maybe a few years from now, I might consider it, and then be again like, oh hell no. Oh, I'm probably with gold ever. I'm glad startling. I don't have the mental capacity. I think I would have the patience, but I don't. I think I have the willingness to give up everything. I feel that's what a cult expects you to do, right? That's a bit much. That's a little bit much. So, like, just from right off the bat, I'm not even vibing. So, like, thank you though. Thank you. No. if anything, if anything, we can just make each other's lives better where we are right now in this moment. That's what it's about. You say you're an introvert, and how would you describe your introvertness? I'm an introvert myself. I spend 20 hours a day not saying a single word, stuff like that. Maybe that's the introverted nature. Like just with the same amount of passion and potential that I go into a social situation, I go into my internal antisocial situations as well. I'll be very, I want to say critical almost, spending time with myself. It's combative almost. I don't know if that's the right word. I feel like I'm problem solving. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Mm, uh, Enjoy your time before the little ones wake up. Thank you. She's adorable, but she's exhausting, especially coupled with the 3-year-old who bounces off the walls in the morning. Woo! Double the work, but it's different. It's different. So it's almost like the work is spread out, but because it's spread out, it's heavier all around. Like this is my visual interpretation of parenting. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, Cody. I appreciate you so much for sharing even a second of your time in your busy life, my friend. Genuinely, I appreciate you so much. Our sweet law, sending you lots of coffee related thoughts. Cup has been informed. Cults do expect too much. Speaking from experience, they suck you dry and not in the fun way. God, God, please. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's too much. It's just too much, And I believe what we have right now is you could call it a happy medium. It's a community. We're a community of friends. We have an understanding that we have each other in our lives. We can reach out to one another. We can talk to one another. We know we have families. We have these entire fractal universes that is now a part of us just because of us knowing one another. And it's absolutely beautiful. And it doesn't have to be more than just that, because it is that always, no matter where we are. And going into the future, things are gonna, continue to evolve. And whatever it evolves into, it's going to evolve into. Life is a constant evolving process. I believe human autonomy is the most fundamental important thing above all of it. Allowing people to do what they need to do for their own life happiness. I'm not saying allow people to go and murder other people. Please no. But if someone wants to identify as something, someone wants to dress in a certain way, someone wants to love whoever they want to love in reason, then what's the problem? We don't need to hate one another for these things. And then at the same time, because we have that love for one another, have this recognition that we share that love. That love we have for one another is something we have in common. And that's something that's beautiful. Which called Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh yeah. I need to get on your level, OP. Oh Dream. You already are, friend. You already are. I'm literally on planet Earth. Oh, here we are. We're on the same level, man. There's a big bowl of burning gas outside. Oh goodness. Is it outside? What does outside even mean? Where is outside? Outside of light? Outside of gravity? I'm messing with myself right now. We're all here. We're all on this level, my friend. Everything you see in me is within you, Dream. Everything you see within me is within you. I love something about 3-year-olds bouncing. My thoughts are with you, Uncle Becky. Thank you so much for sharing your love as well. Man, me and Christian have been talking about having kids so much. Not having kids with one another, just, the prospect of us being fathers one day. And the more we have the conversation, it's been this flux as well. Like it's either conversations about how amazing the experience of having a child and being a father would be, and how amazing it would be to be able to have our children grow up together and be able to form friendship bonds as well. That kind of surrealism, or it's this complete we shouldn't be having kids. Look at what's happening in the world. Conversations like that, and it's this just this duality that almost like feels like it's tearing us apart sometimes. Of like we want this conceptualized reality of what being a parent would be. And I mean, like you friends have more experience of this than I could possibly even imagine. Would you be willing to share any of this experience if you know what that has been, or the transition into what the reality of it is versus the interpretation of it that you had? Please do share. All I know is the baby eats every 2 hours. When do you sleep? Ugh. You sleep in breaks, I guess. Is that a way? Every 2 hours. Every 2 hours? Isn't that much? Like I'm just imagining myself reasoning with a baby. It's like you want to eat every 2 hours. Don't you think this makes sense? Don't you think that's a bit much? How about you don't eat every 2 hours, just for like a little bit? No, not having that. I appreciate you, brother. It's exhausting, but it's the best damn thing that you could have. That you could have exhaust you. I agree completely, Cody. Thank you so much for exerting that energy as well. Like you're literally pouring energy into these little beings. You can get your own fractal for 12 easy payments of $9.99 and all your worldly possessions. Goodness. Goodness, Ninja. Ooh, pretty fractals. Dude, you know what's trippy about that? You know, like especially that you're saying it in that way, like all your worldly possessions. I've been having this trip after watching Dave Made a Maze. It's basically this movie about this dude that made a cardboard maze in his living room that is like the size of, how can I visualize this? Maybe like two dishwashers or whatever, like stacked next to each other. That's the size of the box on the outside. And then if you climb inside these boxes, it has like larger spaces inside of it, and there's an entire maze made of cardboard inside of that, superliminal space. And technically, you can get lost and killed with inside of this maze. And then I was like imagining what would be the future interpretation of that. And I had this vision of it being this potential fractal reality that you could enter your consciousness into, and it can be so much and over consuming that it literally just takes you. You just lose yourself. And I was like, that's terrifying. Stop thinking about that. Well, this is trippy. Nova, welcome to some of the ravings of my insane mind, dude. And then I freak myself out, to the point where I'm uncomfortable. And then I'm like, why? Why do you do this? Why? Why do you think these things? And I'm like, why? It's fun. We're preparing. We're preparing, whatever that means. I tell myself that sometimes as well. Uh, it's a blessing to have the little ones. Something I hope everyone who wants to get to experience. Absolutely. I agree completely. Hello, firefighter. Hello from the fire department in Idaho. How's your day been? Wow, that's nice of you. My day's been pretty nice. Like, really nice. Got to go out a little bit. Met a bunch of people that I've never met before. How many people have we? 9? 9 people? Yeah. Yeah, 9 people. It was nice. It's very fun. Had conversations, listened to music that I want to say I don't approve of. It's Afrikaans music, and some of the Afrikaans music can be a little bit abrasive, to say the least. Like there's a song that Afrikaans people really love that basically it sings about being dagdronk, which basically means day drunk, and that's the song. That's what the whole song is about, getting day drunk, and it's nice, from a perspective. If you want to get day drunk, but not always. Not always, especially after you've heard this song countless of times. You know, countless of times, with countless of occasions where people get day drunk. Then it feels like you're almost caught in this song, and this scenario, the situation has been repeated over and over and over so many times that it's almost this universe that people get stuck in within this larger universe, and they go back there over and over again. And we do that in different ways as well. Am I being too much again? Please tell me if I need to stop. I'm doing okay. Hello, firefighter. I'm doing okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing okay. I feel I'm doing okay. Children are what you make them. They depend on you for every need they have until they don't. We have the capabilities to help make beautiful humans, and you are, Uncle Becky. You are making beautiful humans. Like, I'm looking forward to watching Emma and Bobby grow. Watching them become adults. It's a little bit hard for me to realize that now, because in my mind they're these both old but also juvenile spirits. Those are paradoxical things to put next to each other, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. I feel like you know what I'm saying. When my first daughter was born, I knew conceptually that I would love her so much, but I never could have imagined the true amount of overwhelming unconditional love that I could experience. Cody, like, just reading your words, I started thinking about my dad. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Man, I can't even imagine. I know I can't even imagine, and even trying to imagine it's overwhelming. Thank you, dads. Thank you so much. Ah, it's a whole different kind of love, divine. Making beautiful humans. Oh, I think I missed one of your comments, Nova. I'd say overthinking about life, where we are, is a good thing. It can be, but if we do it in excess, it's not. My neighbors upstairs were having a party and playing loud music. It was really annoying, and I heard them talking about okay, which is messed up. Making beautiful humans with beautiful souls, but it's scary because one day you might be raising someone who might change the world. I agree completely. You know, and like Christian, if he was here, he would literally chirp in right now, and I feel him saying this. And since this stream is dedicated to him, you can also be raising a serial killer. You know, and I say this with him sometimes. That I feel I would try to pour so much love into my child that they might, you know, defect, if you will, to the other side. You know, go complete darkness. Maybe I'll spawn a serial killer because I want to love them too much. And then I'm like, bruh, you're literally just messing with yourself. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Being a human being, dude. We literally create these scenarios through which we can run back and forth. No matter what it is, we will create a scenario in which we're going to be expected to go back and forth. It's if you realize that about your own behavior and you look at that objectively, you're like, you know, maybe we should stop. I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to write that. It's completely okay, Nova. All is welcome. Maybe I just had to say your words, or maybe your words had to be realized through me. Thank you, genuinely. 100%. I bawled my eyes out holding her for a good 30 minutes. I can only imagine. Meld, what are your plans after the stream today? Actually, Uncle Becky, let's have a conversation. Like, Christian is literally not here today. He's going on his experience, so let's do it. Let's do it, Uncle Becky. Right after the stream, we'll have a conversation. I'm getting ready to cry like crazy when my little girl arrives in 3 days. Ninja! 3 days, dude. Man, I feel this conversation is then very much up your alley, right? The things you must be feeling. Ooh, I cannot even fathom. And you're like, yeah, bitch, you don't even know. And I know, I don't even know. Goodness, man, I love you so much, my friend. Thank you for just your presence inspiring me right now. Blessings. You will, and it's gonna be amazing. You have no real idea about how much love you were going to be filled with. Congratulations. Enjoy every minute. Thank you so much for sharing that love as well, Cody. But it's scary because sometimes kids are born with their brain wired differently and it wouldn't know it until they're older. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think about autism in that way as well because your brain is wired differently, but it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't invalidate your experience or your interpretation of your experience. It just makes your experience maybe a little bit different, your interpretation thereof. But it's still divine, all of it. All of it's divine. Good morning, Red Clicker. Blessings, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. I think I've greeted you at the start of the stream. You've probably been lurking. Just want to send you some love again. Is it cold up there yet? I don't know if you're asking me, Uncle Becky. It's kind of cold here right now. I was born 3 months early, and well, apparently I have ADHD from it, and my dad. I have ADHD as well, and I was born smack dab on time. No, I feel the society and the reality that we live in right now is like literally ADHD inducing. That's what I believe. It's like, oh, you want some ADHD? How about internet? How about social environments? Have you ever taken meds for it? I tried to, but it made me less. I was trying to find words as to how to explain it, but yeah, just less. Made me less. I feel the ADHD is a superpower. It's just you have to learn how to manage it, learn how to direct it, if you will, if anything. I have extreme anxiety from public places and general anxiety as well. Like anxiety and ADHD is a little bit different. Like I just want to say that I'm not trying to invalidate your experience at all, Kim. Like how has your social anxiety experience been? Is it a bodily feeling? Like you feel heavy in a social environment where you feel not safe, where you feel threatened almost within yourself in that environment? Or is it a mental loop thing where you tell yourself things or you convince yourself that people are thinking things that might not be true? Like, if you'd be willing to share, my friend, I would love to hear about your anxiety and how you deal with it. Maybe one of us can learn from you as well. Uncle Becky, morning hugs. Hello, firefighter. That's great to hear. I'm pretty good, Brew. I'm very tired though. I'm working a 72-hour shift today, so goodness, dude. And you're a firefighter, my bro. Like, I'm guessing, you're an actual firefighter if you're saying so. So thank you. Like, thank you so much. I appreciate the sacrifice that you make. I'm guessing you're not fighting fire 72 hours a day, fortunately, but you're on call for that 72 hours in the case that there might be a fire. What do you do with the 72 hours? How much of it are you allowed to sleep in? Do you get to actually spend time with, like fellow firemen? Is it a close thing? Do you have friends? Do you keep to yourself? Like, what is that environment like? I would love to learn from you. Hmm. Whenever I go out, I feel like I can't escape to safety and I can't breathe. The fear of even experiencing a panic attack in public. Ooh, I've actually heard about that before, my friend. So thank you so much for bringing that back to my awareness. It's where the idea of yourself having a panic attack in a social environment creates social anxiety because you're like, oh, what are people going to think of me if I behave this way, if I break down in this way, they're going to think less of me, and then social anxiety and basically ensues and consumes your life. My friend, Kim, you're loved. All I feel from you right now is a loving being, wanting to reach out, wanting to experience a social interaction, and here we are, reaching out, having a social interaction, Kim. You're loved, my friend. I hope the anxiety gets better. know that this is one way to do it as well. Just spending time in whatever way you choose to with people that you love. I love you. I appreciate you, friend. I started taking my meds after not taking it for 3 months today. It was my second day of taking it, and I felt all right, kind of calm. But I get this weird brain feeling in my forehead. It feels all heavy, and I get some anxiety. I've had that exact same thing. It is an overwhelming feeling, isn't it, Kim? It can be, Nova. It can be, but it's the crazy part about it to me is that we create these literally overwhelming experiences within ourselves. We can create so much anxiety in our own state of being that we cripple ourselves. Imagine how powerful you are if you can do that. And we do that. We do that. Thank you so much, Meltmore. It means a lot. You have no idea. Your love, friend. Thank you, friend. Genuinely. I appreciate your presence, your time. I'm not taking it for granted. Oh, talking about. Hey, Candice, I love you, my friend. Thank you for sharing some of your time with us as well. I hope your family is doing okay. I hope your paintings are selling. Like I'm thinking, like the thing I've been thinking about is just the painting of yours that sold for $333. I'm just like, yes, satisfying. It truly is, Nova. But I'm trying my best, and I hope all I can do together is overcome this. We can, Kim. We can. As long as we keep showing up, we we can. Ooh, got some good news. You're saying, Candice. Please share it with me, please. I'm gonna say like hi to you, hi for you to you, friends from Candice as well. Going to be a family of 7 in 9 months. Goodness, 4 girls, and now there's a new being coming. So now I'm curious. I feel like I already feel from your energy, Candice, that you're gonna be like, doesn't matter, but I still want to ask. Do you want a boy? You don't have to say. You don't have to say. But no, I'm curious. I hope you get better as well, Nova. Lots of love. Thank you, friends, for reaching out to one another. Like, feel free to go further as well. Directly reach out, say, "Hey, oh, I love you," and like, "Oh, you love me, I love you," and then you can have that. Nobody can take that ever from you. We can have these things, my friends. We should just let ourselves have that. We've been trying for a boy since the first one. I know, guys. That's why I'm like, I'm asking coy. I'm like, like I don't know. I know, my friend, but I know that you don't mind either way. Like, there's just going to be an infinite amount of love coming, no matter what. That's great to hear. I'm pretty good. I love you, friend. Thank you for the silver. Oh man, why are the shifts that long? I'm also curious, actually. If you ask Bobby, he's older than Emma. He's 2400,000 years. I feel that, yeah. That's why I was like juvenile, because there's still not this like interpretation of this bias of reality, but old with this understanding of reality. You know what I'm saying, right, Uncle Becky? Thank you, Red Liquor and Cody. It's going to be an insane ride. But I'm so glad. I'm so damn excited to see how she grows. Dude, I look forward to you sharing that experience with me as well, man. Like the things you learn from her. If you'd be willing to teach me anything as well, friend. 3 days, ninja, that's so exciting, right? Can't even imagine. I remember I was super outgoing and super extroverted, but with all the times that it happened and the PTSD I developed, agoraphobia, depression, anxiety, and social anxiety. So, do you not spend any time in social environments anymore? Do you have friends that you will have over in which or with which you don't feel socially anxious? Or is it with all social interactions? Thank you. And I really hate that overwhelming feeling in my head, my forehead slash brain. It's more than just that feeling that makes me anxious. It's just an overwhelming, and I can't seem, it's just overwhelming. I can't seem to get rid of it. It's you, friend. That's the thing. Technically it's dopamine. Like, these stimulants are dopamine reuptake inhibitors or just straight dopamine that they give your brain. It's store-bought drugs, store-bought neurochemicals. And what you do with this overwhelming feeling of pressure, you know, and that technically can be this intention for us to do something, get something done. That dopamine response can be something that pushes us. It might be a healthy anxiety as well. You see, like that's what I'm saying. It can be just healthy push, something that is trying to drive you. And instead of feeling anxious or overwhelmed by it, trying to use it, master it, harness its power, Nova, you can. I have that too. There we go, my friends. Like this is something that's anonymous, and one of the things that I said is that it's something I have as well, and it is something I try to harness, you know, in some ways at least. There will never be an emergency, unfortunately. Woo-wee, my friends, it's your boy Gab, and I'm so happy to meet y'all this morning. Gab walking in, dripping in swagger. Thank you for joining us, my brother. It's so nice to have you here. Don't worry about it. It's about. I've had this for 4 years. I'm not worried, Kim. I'm not worried, my friend. This is the experience that you, I want to say, are choosing to have, because technically we're choosing all of this. All of it, you know. It's just, it sounds like I'm an asshole when I say that. And I listen to myself and I'm like, bro, don't tell me I'm choosing to be this fucking anxious. And I'm like, but I'm choosing to be anxious sometimes. And then I realize, oh, look at me being anxious again. Why? And then I laugh at myself. I laugh at myself because you get caught. You get so caught, it becomes convincing. You know, we get so convinced. Then I'm like, oh, I get to breathe. I get to look at things. Oh, yeah. Oh, I get to hear things. Neat. I feel things. Sweet. You know, you take power back. You're the one in power. Kim, you're the one in power. I'm not worried, my friend. I know you got this. You're the one always in power. I don't understand why dopamine would affect my forehead or my front of my brain so much and why it makes it feel heavy. It's a prefrontal cortex thing, so a lot of our cognitive thinking happens in our forehead. So maybe because of this excess dopamine, you're just more aware of that neuronal activity, making it feel informationally, computationally loaded. You know, maybe that's what's heavy. Like that's just me interpreting though. We're all gonna make it, no worries. And the anxiety makes it worse, Nova. You're right, Kim. If you listen to the videos by Eckhart Tolle, they're amazing, I'm guessing. I can't see it has a little thing right in front of it. Yeah, Eckhart Tolle is also on some level, well was. Man, also would have such an amazing conversation. Would love to have all of the amazing conversations with him as well. Yeah, my son's birthday is on December 1st. Hope the baby comes that day. Oh, what would be the odds? Kim, what do you mean when you say you have it too? The more you focus on that, the more you feel it, Nova, and it pushes you to be anxious. It's the same thing with like tinnitus. It's also something that I experience actively. It's this constant 20,000 hertz scream that is at the back of my consciousness, like always, no matter what. And when I'm in complete silence, it feels louder just because I'm perceiving it, but it feels like it deafens me, but it's at the back of my brain. And again, in the same way, if you focus on that pressure, on that intensity and that overwhelmingness of it, it becomes devastating. But if you realize that overwhelming energy is something that just underlies your consciousness, then you're like, neat. I see. Let's go. The more you focus on it, I get it too, the heavy feelings, and it just makes the feeling, the dizziness or heaviness. Maybe it's tinnitus. Yeah, I have that. I 100% have that. At the forehead, it might be sinuses as well. It can be. You are actually right, Kim. Are you sick right now, Nova? But I'm guessing it might be the medications. Hey, Joe Bud is here as well. Thank you for joining me, friend. I was actually thinking about you. So much love to you, friend. How are you, friends? I'm so happy to be awake and doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Uncle Becky, thank you so much for sharing this time with us. It's certainly in the realms of possibility for her to come on the first. There we go. Oh, jeez, this morning gets better. Yeah, it might be a side effect from medication as well. It might be. I never ever get this unless I'm on those pills. Yeah, if it's that correlated, then it probably is the medications. Because I had it like very significantly as well taking this medication. So I get what you're saying, Nova. I'm so excited. This would be sick, lol. It would. I am downloading your positive energy and melting more. Take it, Salty. Take it. Just beamed you a bunch of energy, bro. You might explode, but that's on you, bro. You knew what you were signing up for, Salty. Mm. It's a wonderful morning, neighbor. There we go. Me too, Uncle Becky. Halt to be here. Me too. Halt to be here with you. I'll be thinking about Joe Burp and Zoburp. Oh, I like that actually. To be honest, I get anxious from experiencing, but when I was at the best shape of my life, I was less anxious. It helps, Kim. You know, not even being in good shape, just exercise. Exercise helps a lot for anxiety as well because we give ourselves back some power. Hier is daarom een Afrikaanse mens hier. Ruben Kriel, dankie. Dis baie lekker om jou hier so te hê. Luister. Ek het bietjie fungal vriende oorgenooi om te kom kuier in my wese. Cryptic language. So, is lekker om jou hier te hê, man. Liefde aan jou. So baie liefde aan jou. And those were so nice to hear. I'm not the only one experiencing this. Thanks, Melkmore. I feel so relieved. You are so good, Nova. You're not alone, friend. You're so good. You're not alone, friend. Genuinely. Also, thanks, Kim, for mentioning those things. It helps. We will get through this. We can, as long as we keep showing up for ourselves every single day. You know, only one rule that we have is don't die. You can be sad. You can be angry. You can hate the world, you can feel like things are unfair, don't die. Okay, one rule, we can stick with that. I think we can stick with that. Nova, all good together. Hope you feel better soon, Nova. One day at a time. One day at a time. Thank you, friends. Thank you for reminding me as well. Sits half asleep, I guess. I want to be on Uncle Becky.ai stream in a little. I want to do an Uncle Becky.ai stream in a little while. Is it like a podcasting, Uncle Becky? I'm down. I'm down. Let's go. I envy people with small children. Red Clicker. I feel after having or thinking of myself as a teenager to my parents, I understand what you mean. I understand. I feel completely what you mean. Oh, and thank you for being a beautiful human being, Melkmore. Kevin, I'm just your mirror, my friend. The reflection of what you are. All I am is what you are. You just seeing bits of yourself in me. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. You're beautiful. Oh, calling the Kira Burb. You know what, Uncle Becky? For Kira Burb and Toasty Melosty, I'll light a candle. I'll send those friends some love. Yeah, that's nice. I feel we are in a constant state of defense, which causes ADHD and mass. Yeah, actually, that might be a really good point, Red. I hope all of you have a blessed day. I have to go to a really big residential house fire. I hope you'll be safe. Hello, firefighter. I mean, you're hallowed, so I think you'll be fine. Love to you, friend. Blessed and safety. Be safe. Always have an exit. Absolutely. Be careful. Thanks, y'all. I'm out now. Thank you, friend. I had an attack once at the hospital, and they most got a crash cart. I just needed sugar. It's like a sugar crash. Maybe it's like a drop in your blood sugar is what collapses you, and then you just get some sugar and you're up and going again. Stay safe, blessings and love. Going to go. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for sharing your presence with us. A glass darkly. We'll see you again, friend. I think Wim Hof method is so useful in anxiety. I hope you all benefit from it as well. Lots of love. Ooh, I've benefited a lot from it as well. And thank you, Kim, for sharing that. The Wim Hof method is just a breathing exercise where you basically do 33 very deep, very controlled in and out breaths. And then on the 33rd breath, you breathe everything out. You hold that exhaled state of breath. And then for as long as you can, and then you breathe in, and then you hold that in breath for as long as you can, and then you breathe out, and then you start the whole process over again. And it's amazing. It's again you practicing your control. Good day to you, Darkly. Oh, blushing. Hi, Mel. Lovely day to you. Hoping you were well. Thank you so much for joining us. A little bit better now that you're here, blushing. How are you, friend? How's your day been? Susie, good morning. Hey, thank you for joining us. Nova's here as well. Says it really does work. It really does. I mean, it's one of the things that we actually have control over. Just your breath. Yes, it's amazing. You slow your breathing down and it makes you feel more relaxed. It really does. And like you'll see me if I get a little flustered, trying to say 10,000 things at the same time. I'll take a breath and then I'll get back into the grind of things, if you will. Makes you feel more grounded. It grounds you to the understanding that you're the one in control. We have so many subconscious things happening at all times, but we're the ones in control. They are subconscious, but they're still your consciousness. I mean, the thing that kicks a start is hyperventilation. Yeah, hyperventilation is when you're not breathing properly. You're breathing a lot, but you're not breathing properly. So by slowing down, taking proper breaths, it helps to counterbalance that. Good morning from San Diego to you as well, Sofa. It's been forever, dude. I've missed you. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been? How have you been, friend? Sofa. Morning, sunshine. Morning, Shell. It's so nice to have you here. How are you doing, friend? How's life been treating you? Morning, you schmeck. Sofa. Yep, sorry. What I meant was it kickstarts anxiety. You're completely right, Kim, because your body realizes, oh, I'm breathing, but I'm not getting my breath, and then you're like, oh, that's a reason for concern, because I'm breathing, but I'm not breathing. Something's wrong. And then you're like, oh, anxious, something's wrong, something's wrong. Can't breathe. I'm so anxious. The best thing to control is when you be aware of yourself while hyperventilation, is to be aware of yourself. I agree completely, Kim. Like I'm thinking about my own breath so much right now. Slow down your breathing and breathe through your nose slowly, right? And we can do it instinctively as well. I mean, I feel I'm doing it instinctively, but when I say instinctively, I also feel if you see someone else doing it, you're more likely to copy that behavior. It's almost like a reminder in a way as well. Man, humans are fascinating. I love y'all. There'll be a smile on someone's face today. And I thank you, Melty, for the stream. Uncle Becky, you know what? On that note, I'm going to come and meet you on the other side. Would you be willing to, Uncle Becky? We can have that call now. Friends, I appreciate you so much for sharing the space, this time, your presence with me. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Go and make someone else smile, as Uncle Becky said as well. Be it even yourself. If you can make yourself smile, also okay, friend. Go and love yourself. Go and love this world we're in. Go and love this experience. I'm already set up. Uncle Becky, I'll be there very soon, dude. Come on! Uncle Becky is like, come on, much. To all of you friends. I love you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.